Module 1, Foundations of Decision-Making in Leadership. Lecture 1, Introduction. Welcome to this course on decision-making and leadership. Decision-making is at the heart of leadership. Every day, leaders in education, business, health, and public life make choices that affect people, communities, and organizations. Good leadership cannot exist without the ability to make sound decisions. In this first module, we will explore the principles of decision-making, with special emphasis on data-driven decisions, evidence-based leadership, emotional and psychological factors, and the complexity that leaders face in the real world. Lecture 2, Decision-Making in a Data-Driven World. We live in an age where data is everywhere. Leaders now have access to reports, statistics, digital dashboards, and analytics to guide decisions. But making decisions in a data-driven world is not as simple as just following numbers. Key points. Data provides evidence but must be interpreted carefully. Leaders must avoid paralysis by analysis, where too much data slows action. Data should be combined with professional judgment and contextual knowledge. An effective leader knows how to ask the right questions of data, avoid bias, and balance quantitative information with human insight. Lecture 3, Evidence-Based Decision-Making. Evidence-based decision-making means relying on the best available information, research, and experience rather than personal opinion or tradition. For example, in schools, a principal might choose teaching methods based on proven research rather than just past habits. Impacts of evidence-based decisions include improved outcomes for students, workers, or clients. Greater accountability and transparency. A culture of continuous learning. But evidence-based leadership also has challenges. Evidence may be incomplete, context may differ, and resistance from staff may arise when leaders try to implement new, research-driven approaches. Lecture 4, Emotional and Epistemological Structures in Decision-Making. Not all decisions are rational. Leaders are influenced by emotions and their ways of knowing, that is, their epistemological structures. Emotional structures: a leader may choose a path based on compassion, fear, or loyalty. Emotions can both guide and distort decisions. Epistemological structures: leaders rely on their beliefs about knowledge. For example, some may trust scientific data, while others rely more on intuition or tradition. A wise leader recognizes these internal influences and reflects on them to make balanced choices. Lecture 5, Capturing Principles Decision-Making Processes. Research into school leadership often looks at how principals make decisions. Some follow structured processes, others rely heavily on experience and intuition. Ways to capture these processes include interviews and reflective journals, observation of decisions in action, mapping problem-solving steps. Understanding these processes helps in training and preparing future leaders. Lecture 6, Decision-Making as Problem-Solving Trajectories. Every decision is essentially a form of problem-solving. Leaders face problems that require diagnosis, options, and solutions. The process can be described as a trajectory. Identifying the problem, gathering information, generating alternatives, choosing the best option, implementing the decision, evaluating results. While this sounds straightforward, real-world leadership often involves incomplete information, changing conditions, and time pressures. Lecture 7, Emotions, Emotional Intelligence, and Leadership. Emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage one's own emotions and those of others, is crucial in leadership. Leaders with high emotional intelligence build trust and motivate staff, handle conflict constructively, make better decisions under pressure. For example, during a crisis, a leader who remains calm and empathetic can inspire confidence even if the solution is not yet clear. Lecture 8, Complexity and Decision-Making. Leadership decisions are rarely simple. They involve complexity, multiple stakeholders, competing interests, uncertainty, and rapid change. A school leader deciding whether to implement a new policy, for example, must consider students, teachers, parents, government regulations, and available resources. The challenge of complexity is not to eliminate it, but to navigate it skillfully, often through collaboration on adaptive strategies. Lecture 9, On-the-Job Decision-Making. Real-life leadership means making decisions on the job, often under time pressure. Leaders may not have the luxury of extensive analysis. Effective leaders rely on prior experience, team input, quick evaluation of risks, confidence in judgment. Studying how leaders solve problems in real context helps us appreciate the skills of practical decision-making beyond theory. Lecture 10, Revisioning Decision-Making in Educational Leadership. Traditional models of decision-making often assume rational, linear steps. But modern educational leadership requires a revisioning of decision-making, seeing it as dynamic, collaborative, and context-specific. Today's leaders engage staff and communities in shared decision-making. Balance data with local knowledge. Embrace uncertainty while keeping long-term goals in view. In this module, we explored the foundations of decision-making in leadership, the role of data, evidence, emotion, problem-solving processes, and complexity. We learned that decision-making is not just a rational exercise, it is emotional, contextual, and deeply connected to human relationships.